Hi guys, welcome back to Carlist.my. We are here in the heart of Putrajaya in the middle of the heat to review this bright red car. This is the 2022 BMW 218i Gran Coupe M Sport LCI. Okay, so what is the BMW 218i? So basically, it's a Gran Coupe. It has 4 doors. It's a front-wheel drive Beamer. And yeah, I know it sounds weird, but for a price tag of just over 228,000 ringgit, I think that's the new price right now with SST that is mentioned in the BMW Nation's website. I think it makes sense, kind of. I'm not sure. So, but we'll go through it and then you can decide on your own later on. For the 2022 model, nothing has changed on the visual aspects of the exterior for the 218i. But when I got to test out the previous model, the previous 218, the non-facelifted version, now that model BMW decided to dress it up with some extra M performance parts. You get the high gloss black mesh grille up front, and then you have the carbon fiber side mirror caps, carbon fiber exhaust tip, and of course the black spoiler at the back. So in my mind, that was a good looking car, especially in the storm grey color option. Now this one, this is called Melbourne Red, and in my opinion it's a bit loud, it's a bit out there, but in its stock state without those M performance parts, I think it looks okay. I think it looks good. You know, I think it matches out with the chrome at the front grille and of course the two-tone wheels on the side. So it blends well, but again, it's not the color for me. I still prefer the other color options that is available for the 218i, especially the storm grey. Another thing that I really like about the 218i is the fact that it comes with frameless windows or frameless doors. Let me show you. Okay, see, no frames on the top. Same goes for the rear doors. So it's all good. It looks nice, it looks sporty, and since it's an M Sport model, it also comes with this 18-inch M Sport wheels and M badges just to make it look even sportier. So in essence, the 218i Gran Coupe M Sport is a first good car if you want to go into a BMW brand. It looks sporty, but at the same time, it balances off between comfort and sportiness, if that makes sense. Now, looking at the rear, the 218i is exactly the same, but again, like I said previously, the previous test car had the black spoiler at the back, which looks nice, but I wasn't really a big fan of this bar thing that runs across the rear. I think it looks a bit high class instead of sporty, especially in the storm grey colorway. I think in the red, it sort of blends together better, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but anyway, underneath this, it comes with 430 liters of space, and this thing can be opened up with the comfort access feature, which is this. Sometimes it works. You have to just kick it really, really far inside. Okay, anyway, 430 liters of space. You know, as you know, a new BMW owner, you are probably single or just married, or maybe you have 1 or 2 kids. It's probably enough to store your, you know, your trolley or your luggage, your stroller, whatever. But if you want to store some valuable things like your laptop, tablets, there's a hidden compartment below, and yeah, it can be stored safely and it wouldn't be moving around as much. So that is probably a good feature in my opinion. But this one, since it comes with only the comfort access, there's no button to get it closed down electrically, but not an issue because it's not that heavy anyway. So janganlah malas sangat. Now, as I've stated before, the new 218i LCI comes with a big update inside. Now, BMW has decided that, okay, we're gonna amp up the overall ownership experience and driving experience. So they've included the BMW Live Cockpit Plus in the 218i LCI, which means that it now comes with two 10.25 inches display for the instrument cluster as well as the center touchscreen. Now previously, it only came with analog with a 5.5 inch multi-info display for the instrument cluster and an 8.8 inch center touchscreen. So I think with this update, with these two bigger screens in the 218i, it looks more enhanced, of course, and it looks more complete. So it ties up everything better when it comes to looking at the overall interior of the car from a driver's point of view. Now, I also adore this BMW M Sport steering wheel. It's very fat, very nice to hold on to. You know, when you're going a bit fast, when you're driving in around town, it's perfect for all occasions, and it's almost confidence inspiring. So this is definitely a nice touch, even from the previous non-LCI model. This one I really like. Now it also comes with a pair of sport seats for the front passenger and driver. Now in my opinion, it's a bit snug, but you can adjust it in a way to make it more comfortable. Like the usual stuff is there, but in this one it comes with side bolster adjustment. So I think right now I'm at its widest setting because I'm wide. So if you're a bit slim, if you're a bit cruise, you can actually adjust it to hug you better and of course give you a much better driving experience, especially when you're going through corners during your spirited drives up and down Genting or Cameron or wherever. So this is also a very nice touch. And yeah, to me it's still a bit snug, but I think in the long run I will learn to appreciate it and understand that, yeah, the sport seats in the 218i is a good addition. Now we are at the rear seats in the 218i, and as you can see, it's just nice for me. Now I'm 170 centimeters tall. This is my normal driving seating position if I'm sitting up front, and I have, I think, just enough leg room to stay comfortable. The seats are not that upright, it's just a bit slanted at the back. If it was a bit more, then it should be even better, of course. Now the biggest issue would be headroom. So since I'm 170 centimeters tall, yeah, just a bit nudge and I'm already at the roof. So it should be good enough for most Asian adults. But if you're over 175 centimeters, then you will find that the rear seats for the 218i LCI can be a bit tight. The rear seats comes with two ISOFIX points, and then there's also another one for the front passenger. So in total there are three ISOFIX points. Again, it's good for a new family with like maybe one or two young kids. Yeah, this is what the 218 is meant for, I think. Yeah, before jumping onto bigger BMW models, for example. Now, as for the interior trim, right, it comes with the illuminated Boston trim finish together with this blue stitching that you can find on the dashboard as well as the seats. Now, it looks premium. I really like the whole interior vibe of the 218i LCI, but this is the only option that they have, and I feel that it's going against the Melbourne red exterior color. Now this is my own opinion. Some of you might feel differently, but I think that with this interior setup, it will fit much better with the other color options available for the 218i LCI. Now I personally like the storm grey color options, but there are, I think, another 3 color options that you can choose from. So it's a variation of white, black and blue, if I'm not mistaken. Now those colors would match much nicer with this interior setup. Now here's a bit of a downside when it comes to the 2022 218i LCI. It's missing a few things, right? I think there are 3 things that are missing compared to the facelifted version of the 218i, and that is the wireless charger up front, and then there is the BMW digital key. Now, supposedly in the previous model, it comes with the key and the card for the app, I think for the iPhone users. So let's say if you're missing the key or you don't have the key fob with you, you can actually start up the car, unlock it with the card, with the BMW card. But that is also missing in the 218i LCI, the wireless charger and the side bolster adjustments for the front passenger seat. There are some reasons why these things are missing. We are presuming that it's because of the global chip shortage, and yeah, they've decided to just remove it. If you ask me, I don't miss them. I rarely use them, especially the key card or the wireless charger or even the side bolster seats, because I'm always in this seat, and those are more important for the driver rather than the front passenger. Yeah, so I don't really miss them because I don't really use them. Maybe for other folks that might be a slight issue, but it should only be a minor, very minor setback. Now for the 218i Gran Coupe M Sport LCI, it is fitted with the same 1.5 litre 3-cylinder turbocharged engine. Now this produces 140 horsepower and 220 Newton meters of torque. Now all that power is sent down to the front wheels via a 7-speed DCT gearbox, which translates to a 0 to 100 km/h in just 8.7 seconds and a top speed of 213 km/h. Not exactly the fastest Beamer that you can get in the market to date, but efficiency wise, BMW has stated that you can actually do 5.9 liters for every 100 km. So that is actually very efficient and actually achievable if you're driving very carefully. So yeah, not so far-fetched, but more often than not those figures will be slightly higher lah. Yeah, especially in my case with my right heavy foot. So there is a turbo, but there is also a turbo lag. So that is actually very noticeable, but once it kicks in, getting it up to highway speeds should be a breeze. It's a very no drama effect. You can get it up to 110 comfortably. You can actually exceed it comfortably as well. NVH levels, to me, I think it's pretty good. I think it's good enough that you barely notice any outside noise when you're traveling past 110 km/h. So you will only start to notice some noise as you hit around 140 or 150 km/h. But yeah, when you're traveling at highway speeds, it's very comfortable in here. I think that the NVH levels for this car, for this caliber, is acceptable and good. But yeah, there is a minor setback. Now this is just in my opinion, but the 218i comes with the BMW M Sport suspension, which means that when you're going slow, you will actually feel all the road bumps and imperfections, like this one. Oh, okay. So the 218i is actually one of those cars, if you want to be more comfortable, you have to go fast. Yeah, I know it sounds a bit funny, but yeah, that's the way it is when it comes to my driving feel and experience. Now with that being said, I have to say that when you're going a bit faster, the M Sport suspension together with the tires, the engine, the chassis, it makes the 218i very nimble and very agile. So it's actually a very easy car to drive, and I also like the fact that, you know, cornering feels very planted in this car. You know, the first time I got it, I took it up to the highway, and then, you know, we're doing some pretty fast cornerings. It feels very planted, no drama whatsoever. So that is the biggest benefit when it comes to the M Sport suspension. It's very good, very planted when you're going fast, but yeah, slowing down like what we're doing right now, you can feel everything. I think that's the fair levels when it comes to the sport suspension. Just a bit of advice on my part. If I were to get my own 218i for my daily driving experience, I would advise you to turn off the stop and start function. Yeah, this thing, especially in traffic jams, can be a bit rough because that is the nature of most 3-cylinder engines. So just turn this off and yeah, you will be fine. It will be a very decent driving experience in the 218. As for the driving assistant package in the 218i LCI, it's also exactly the same as the previous non-facelifted version. Yeah, I'll put down a list on the screen to see what you can get in the 218i, but my personal favorite is the lane departure warning with steering intervention. So when you're traveling on a good piece of road with nicely painted markers, and the lane departure warning with steering intervention will help you to steer back into your lane if you're not concentrating at that time. So it will just help you to smoothly veer back into the lane as you're driving. And yeah, that is a good feature to have. It's not rough or aggressive by any means. It's smooth and yeah, very good feature, nicely done by BMW, especially for their cheapest BMW in the market to date. So at the end of the day, I believe that the 2022 BMW 218i Gran Coupe M Sport LCI is a good buy for those who are looking for fair levels of comfort together with decent levels of performance. Now, it's also the cheapest Beamer, brand new Beamer that you can get in the market to date. And if you look at the BMW website, it is priced at around 228,000 ringgit, if I'm not mistaken. That's the new price. And yeah, if you're looking into getting your very own 218i and you can afford the price, my advice, just spend a bit more extra to get those optional and performance parts like the high gloss mesh grille up front, carbon fiber side mirror caps, and of course the black rear spoiler, just a tiny one. And trust me, it will look very, very sporty no matter which color you choose. So to know more, head over to Carlist.my. There I will be posting my entire thoughts and perceptions regarding this 218i LCI. And I'll see you again in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe with your friends and family. Yeah. And until next time, ciao.